Hello guys. Today we are doing some writing. Yeah, we're back to good old writing task 2 to essay writing. Today we're gonna write an essay. We're gonna do it for fun. Again, you'll see me do that in real time. I'm gonna walk you through the whole process. Sometimes sometimes I don't do much of walking and explaining. I just like completely in my thoughts and just like writing. But I mean, that's also fine. Yeah, the most important part is that you get to see me working. Yeah, we are gonna use this website, Kethoven. It's not ideal for assessing your speaking. Yeah, don't recommend it really for speaking, but we're gonna test how good it is for writing, or we'll just switch back to the website that I used previously in my videos, which is this one. And just let's like find some topic. Task 2. Okay, children's smartphone use. Difference between right and wrong. The thing about this site is it like a lot of tasks that you see here, they actually took it from like IELTS official books. Yeah, and like I saw them like a million times. Yeah, so I need some novelty here. That's why I'm gonna use this website. Uh, let's just find some random topic. Task 2 topic. It's a discuss. Well, we kind of did a discussion, did we? To what extent? Okay, I mean the. Okay, actually, I like this topic because that's something that I thought of like maybe recently. Yeah, actually, yesterday. Yeah. So why don't we do that? I try to like we're just gonna put the writing here on this website, and then later, I mean, like we're gonna move it to this one, which is Beethoven. Or Kethofen. Don't know. Okay. To what extent do you agree or disagree? And again, we're not gonna do it within 40 minutes. Yeah, because like we're not crazy. We are trying to achieve a high band here. So I mean, just come on, guys. Give me some time to think. Well, I definitely agree with that. That it's doesn't really help us anything, like recently yesterday I was reading news about all the wars that are going on in the world, and I just thought, god, like gosh, it makes me feel so depressed, so nervous, so agitated, and like I mean I can't really do anything about it. It just makes me uh feel really bad. Yeah, so I stopped doing that eventually. Well, but that's only my experience, and the thing is that we gotta find an example that is representative enough. That's not only about us, yeah? Uh-huh. Okay, ideas. And the same for this one. Let's first plan body paragraphs. Okay, but can I prove it? I don't really care much about my explanation. Like whenever I plan, I go straight for the example because that's a real test of your idea. If you can't come up with a good example, your idea is fine. If you can't, switch the idea, change it. And again, like some of the words that are used here, some of the expressions, I might change them later, like heightened stress, maybe elevated stress sounds better, but for now it works for me. Okay. Like a lot of people, a lot of you who are watching that will actually think, okay, so how am I supposed to like know examples if I am not an academic? I don't read academic papers. I don't. Maybe I don't really know much. Like maybe like you just don't read news at all. Yeah. So like, how can I relate to that? Well, guys, you need a certain level of a certain level of like you gotta have some background, some reading background, some like maybe you gotta be a little bit curious, like you gotta learn this and this and that about the world and kind of just in general know what's going on. Like your examples don't have to be very specific, because like a good starting point, you just have to think of some fact that really took place, and then like you can all the facts you can make them up. Yeah, but like the starting point, the fact should be real. I mean, I can talk about that like recently, I believe World Health Organization kind of accepted that depression is a disease. Yeah, and they listed it among diseases. But I mean, like then I'd have to somehow connect to depression with reading news. It's a waste of time. Yeah, the claim is. Maybe we can partly agree with that, like one argument is that is real, and like, but on the other side, you gotta have some sort of awareness. You gotta know at least some minimal, some very bare minimum of what's going on around you. Okay. Again, like we have my example here. Info business, maybe, like, and how bloggers just sell negative information to you because like that it gets clicks, because it gets attention, because it gets like people like that. Maybe some counterexample. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is not that's not gonna be easy. I've got students, who were who were constantly under stress because like of the war. Like I've got a student from Israel, and she was constantly leaving, in a state of like something's going on always. Yeah, like missiles flying and something's very often just blows up, explosions, and that really took its toll, and she had troubles concentrating on English. Yeah, this is a kind of a topic that it's kind of easy to come up with ideas for it. Like everybody have an opinion on that. But like, I mean, what's about examples? Can you prove it? Okay, maybe connect somehow that like World Health Organization they confirmed, yeah, that depression is not only a disease, it's an epidemic. We're now facing a depression epidemic in the world. Like the amount of antidepressants sold across the world is just um, very, very high. Connected somehow. Is it world or is it worlds? I mean, it's WHO, yeah, but okay. Health Organization. Okay, just let's replace it with something more maybe sophisticated, more academic. growing, growth, different verb forms. I mean, different roles in the sentence. Yeah, definitely different words. Surprisingly, so I can say that it's not only a waste of time, but also a significant um, a significant toll on your mental health. However, where? Sure, depressed. That probably should be after. completely unaffected by war. It was developed countries, completely unaffected by war. Was the largest. We gotta put some specific data here, yeah. So and that's well like my attempt to do that. Not only not only does constant it only does obsession. Not only it does obsession with news, not not only does obsession with contribute to, I mean wasting time just like cinema with news contribute to losing. Television news programs. Okay, yeah, so by the way, we shouldn't mention news in social media because here it's specifically newspapers and like I mean television, which is kind of doesn't really make sense. But IELTS is very old-fashioned and stuff like that appears quite often there. Obsession with news contribute to being unproductive. Use programs. I mean, use, like, can we really paraphrase it? Not really. Recent updates. Can quickly grow into an addiction. Become I mean, what are we even talking about? We're talking about mental health problems. Okay, please tell me that. Please tell me that I... Okay, I didn't. I didn't save anything. Well, you know what? This mouse has a button on it, like on the side of the button, on the side of the mouse, and when you click on it, you just simply it means like to go back. Yeah, it means to undo the action in the browser, which is really, really unfortunate. And that's why you record your writing, guys. Every time you do that, you record. And to do magic, yeah. YouTube magic. So, like, I was able to just make a transcript of my basically footage. All right. That took probably a couple of years of my life, but that's not a big deal. I mean, you know, mentally, mentally, like I lost a couple of years of my life because when you like for 30 minutes are working on something, then it's really fucking upsetting when it just disappears. Okay. However, However, they often find apathy. They often find themselves feeling apathetic, feeling they often find themselves in a apathy, right? Public apathy, to be apathetic, sense of apathy. I need more examples here. To be apathetic. In a state of apathy. However, they often find themselves feeling apathetic. Detached, maybe? Find themselves feeling detached and apathetic after realize after they okay, that probably is spelled with S, even in American British. After, yeah. Or is it? Yeah, no, it's actually with Z. After they realize how powerless they are. After realizing, and apathetic after how powerless they are. Indeed. News outlets. but over no. Levers of influence, is that possible here? But offer no. Aggression in readers. But offer no. Concerned citizens may influence the course of events. Okay, isn't that too complicated? News outlets develop a sense of attachment. Attachment to okay, that is probably too overcomplicated. But offer no solutions of how concerns may influence the core, may alter the course of events. Yeah, it just somehow felt that may work. I mean, yeah, like simply delete it. S2 how. Yeah, S2 how. No, like solution to something, right? S2 how, right? But offer no solution. S2 how. May alter. Okay, that now should do. I mean, it says here it's a waste of time, yeah, but like I don't have to spend the entire body paragraph developing the idea already given to me. Yeah, like I don't have to just like give examples to why it's a waste of time. Like in my opinion, there are also many other reasons, yeah, and I'm listing them. Feeling, okay, we've got the word attachment, yeah. Feeling apathetic. So, I mean, like, why would I put two synonyms here in a row where I can save one for later and, you know, contribute to varying my vocabulary? Attachment. All over the globe. mean, victims of aggression, that just sounds too vague. Of attachment. To multiple victims of aggression in different parts of the world. In readers, but offer to victims of everlasting lasting Okay, no, still too vague. Okay, why can't I, why don't I just list those things like hurricanes, maybe government oppression, like regime, political attachment to countless victims of natural disasters, military conflict. Corrupt regimes. Is that countless victims of natural disasters, military conflicts, authoritarian regimes, maybe. Okay, author is like if it's pronounced like authoritarian, then like it makes sense that the word author should be at the beginning. I've never spelled this word, never in my life. Authoritarian, probably that. Yeah, authoritarian. And the word regime. I know that the pronunciation is right, but I'm okay. Yeah,
regime,
yeah, that works. And all authoritarian regimes. Authoritarian regimes across the globe. Countless develop a sense of attachment in readers across the globe. However, I mean, it's better to split the sentence, yeah, not to put everything in one basket. Not to put everything in one sentence. However, well, okay, probably that's not ideal, I would say, but I mean that's something. And like probably I'm just gonna stick to that and move on to developing the second idea. And then maybe like after that I'll return back to this one and try to improve it a little bit. Okay, idea 2. This is gonna be partly green. Staying informed. Okay, probably this one is a little bit it doesn't really do anything here. We're trying to prove the point that people develop, people become apathetic, yeah, because they can't really change anything, yeah, and it leads to depression. But like I mean, this sentence, that part even doesn't really contribute to developing this argument. A person who is constantly watching news, often find themselves feeling apathetic. Yeah, I mean, who is watching news constantly and find themselves here. We'll put staying informed. Maybe critical in situation. Directly affected. Okay, and again, yeah, like we gotta think of a good example for that. Okay, that might be fine for now, or maybe I would, maybe I will change it later for something more appropriate, but not now. Okay, okay. Well, I mean, now in Israel, yeah, people are watching news, and there, like the authorities, uh, notify their citizens when the next strike is gonna land. Yeah, and like sometimes if you're living in this area, you might wanna go to a shelter. By the way, is it like bunker? See. From bombs. Alternative names, maybe. Bomb shelter. Protected space, safe room. Oh. I mean, it's still shelter. Yeah, underground shelter, like protected space, bomb shelter. There is no better way to express this idea. Is directly involved. Okay, okay, let's go for this one. I have a couple of more personal examples, but I believe like this one will do just fine. And I'm focusing your attention that we don't have to start our examples with for instance or for example. Sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I do that. It depends on, I mean, whether it's needed to communicate your idea or not. That is not strictly speaking true, you know, like people, I believe they are not notified in use. Yeah, like when they're watching television. I believe it's more like they just hear the siren on the street and they just go to the shelter automatically. Yeah, but I mean, for the sake of our narrative here, let's make stuff up a little bit. And again, like examiners are not gonna do any fact checking. Yeah, they are judging your example entirely based on how convincing it is, and that, why not? I mean, that might be the case. Yeah, so it's pretty convincing. For instance, in Israel. Authorities. Notify a notice of notify on, maybe the third is notify citizens in use. No, notify only doesn't, or does it? Notify citizens in use. I mean, I can restructure that, and that's what I would do on a real test. I would say, like, people are constantly watching news because they are the authorities say where the next missile strike is gonna happen. But I'm not gonna go for easy here. For the easy solution. Okay, let's go to Cambridge. Like at first, you might wanna test your intuition a little bit. You might want to give your intuition some space. Yeah, just let it figure it out for some time, and that when it doesn't work, try to help it by finding some examples. Okay. Cambridge is not responding as well, is it? Today for some reason. Okay, that's a little bit frustrating. Like, I mean, I could use ChatGPT, but I really like Cambridge. For that matter. Okay, let me try to turn VPN on. Okay, VPN seems like it's working. Yeah, okay. Notify. Off. So it's off, yeah. I mean, that's why I like different sections of Cambridge, you see? Like, this is the general section, this is something that you read first. And for some reason, not even in the American section, but in the business dictionary section, they like put this very, I would say, important and very useful explanation of any changes to the arrangements. So it's off. In use of the location of the next possible missile strike. I hope shelter in this case is used as in some just abstract idea to reach shelter, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong here. Okay, the trees provided. Okay, but it's still some. We took shelter for the night in the abandoned house. Yeah, so I mean, yeah. In this case, I believe it works. If only shelters. If only shelter is used there as something like a shelter, something specific, like a structure. But I doubt that. Chance to reach shelter in time. But I mean, that is fine. Yeah, like, I mean, 2-sentence example is totally fine. I spend like this one is very, very long, so I don't have to spend any more time on that. Okay, and then the explanation is gonna be the somewhat hard part because I mean it's pretty self-explanatory, right? But I mean, guys, you know what? If I gotta choose between a very difficult example and an easy explanation, and like the like very easy example and very difficult explanation, I would always choose the second, because like finding a good example is basically finding a good idea. Yeah, and explanation is like, okay, we can, even if it's self-explanatory, even if I don't really know what to say, what more to say about that, I can still like play around with synonyms, with like try to paraphrase, and I'll manage usually. When a person is directly involved. Well, I mean that's, we can say that general information of some information on safety. That is especially crucial in countries that are at war their television is usually the fastest. It's usually the fastest. To communicate. There, television is usually the fastest. Means means I don't like this word. Is usually the fastest way for the government. Television is usually the fastest way to communicate directly. To communicate information. That is why governments, we're talking about many countries. That's a general explanation, yeah, so therefore no specificity here. Is usually the fastest way to communicate information. That is why governments use it to inform people of potential dangers. Very possible. Next. Okay. Of the next missile strike, that like here the word potential doesn't really do anything, but here it's important, so that's why. To inform people of potential dangers. Potential dangers. And like that, that's a nasty typo here. To inform people of potential dangers. And I'm 100% sure that it works, and therefore it just here looks much better than here. Well, I mean, that should do it, yeah. Okay, now let me read that again and check whether it actually you know, relates to that, whether it's a good whether it's relevant. Some people think, okay, every now and then don't skip the title. Yeah, like always try to reread it, always try to kind of parse it and find meanings there that might be more important than others. Yeah, many times this habit saved me, like literally saved me. I would write a body paragraph, and then I would read like, and that body paragraph would be about university students, for example, and then I would read the title and realize that, my God, it's about teenagers. Yeah, university students are not teenagers, and I have to rewrite the whole thing. So pay attention. It's nice that they ask us to what extent, because like I can just say partly, and that fits really nice here. But even if they just said, do you agree or disagree, we could always say, I partly agree. Nothing wrong with that. News outlets, like, does it include that? Probably, yeah. Yeah. No. That is actually the case when... that's a good question, by the way, and I remember looking into it. Yeah, like words of Greek origin. They don't change S at the end. Yeah. But I mean analyze and paralyze, yeah? Generally, yeah. Revise, advise. Advise. I advised him. Surprise, comprise, supervise, exercise. But it's okay to check it every now and then again. Coronavirus. I made this mistake in one of the previous essays. Coronavirus pandemic. However, it was developed countries. Completely. Okay, then probably no. Probably coronavirus pandemic here doesn't really work. Political instability raging all over the world, completely unaffected by war. With a stable political system. Okay. Well, I mean, I already made my point here. Like, do I have to elaborate further on that? Probably not. Like, the claim is that... Okay. Somebody's trying to reach me, to text me. No, it's just all spam. Yeah. And the claim is that it has no connection to people's lives. We proved it here. So it's a waste of time to read blah, blah, blah. I said not only the waste of time, but also big problems with your mental health. I kind of made my point here. Maybe if AI doesn't think that this example like connects all those points very well, then I would make, I'll write another sentence, but I'm pretty sure that we're good here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that should work. Now, conclusion, introduction, and like checking the whole thing once again. Okay, that body paragraph is big. But that body paragraph, on the other hand, is much smaller. So we got a nice balance here. Why not? Okay, that were part like the intro. In the intro, we're just paraphrasing the topic, not necessarily paraphrasing all that stuff. Maybe some general way of expressing this idea. There is a belief. News sources. News resources. That implies electronic resources, right? Like, not what we need. That news has no connection to people's lives. Okay, news is fine. And again, yeah, guys, learn the topic of countable and countable nouns. News, and that may come as a surprise for many people, is an uncountable noun. We can't say news don't. Yeah, news is always doesn't. That s at the end does mean that this is a plural noun. Yet this is just an uncountable entity, news. Uncountable, yeah. If you want to count it, you say piece of news, yeah. We've got good news for you. Never N use. Don't say N use. Don't say N advice, yeah. Those are mistakes. no connection to people's lives. There is a beliefs, the news doesn't. I mean, I will then I don't want to paraphrase everything right away, yeah? I will paraphrase like the first part, and then the rest I'll paraphrase at the same time giving my own ideas, yeah? This is called being flexible. This essay. Argues in favor. Argues in favor of this statement. Featured there. What information given there? Provided there. This essay argues in favor of the statement. News. to elevated levels of stress. However, did we use however how many times? More than once, yeah. Nevertheless. It can be useful. Can be useful. Yeah, it can be useful as a source of nevertheless it can be useful as a source of it can be useful for warning people about, did we say warning? Inform, notify, warn. We didn't say warn, yeah? It can be useful for warning potential dangers. I said that. It can be useful as a source of safety instructions. It can be useful as a source of. It can be useful. It can be emergency agencies. It can be useful tool for emergency agencies. It can be useful tool to emergent. It can be useful tools. It can be useful tool. What's a useful tool for me? It can be a useful tool for emergency agencies. A tool for me for doing something. For emergency agencies, for it can be a useful tool for emergency agencies for warning. Useful. I'm trying to think of a word. It can be useful. Tool for emergency agencies. To warn people. In states. Military. In states. Don't like the sentence. It can be a useful tool for emergency agencies to warn people of threats. Don't like that at all. First of all, to warn, what's the difference between warn off and warn about? Be warned. Probably off, yeah. Both are correct. Okay, it's more formal. Warned off is more formal. So warned off is fine here, but what about a useful tool to warn people of threats? That is correct. Of threats in states with ongoing military activity. I mean, yeah. I mean, why not? That news doesn't affect people's lives in any significant way. That news doesn't affect people's lives directly, probably. Affect people's lives directly. I mean, if we say the news doesn't have a direct impact on people's lives, this is slightly different from what we are trying to say, which is that they do have a an effect, which at least is elevated stress levels and depression. Yeah. So like that's why I had to restructure the sentence. I didn't like it. For emergency to warn people of threats and states with ongoing. Okay. That is okay. Well, okay. I mean, my point, my position is pretty clear from this one, but in our conclusion, let's restate that we partially agree with the statement. This body paragraph alone, like the size of it is, like already the conclusion is somewhere here. Yeah, so we, did too good of a job writing this one. In conclusion, counterproductive, maybe? It's counterproductive. Is it a hyphen? Yeah, probably without hyphens, yeah. Yeah. Counterproductive. It's counterproductive. It contributes. To ensuring people's safety. Did we use the word ensure? No. It contributes to nothing wrong with the word keeping people safe. Just ensuring people's safety sounds slightly more formal. Contributes to ensuring people's safety. Okay, like countries at war. To ensuring people's safety in hot. Okay, let's not challenge my imagination here and simply ask ChatGPT. works, does it? Countries engaged in war. Belligerent nations. I'm not sure this is synonym. That Y is always somewhere in a very far place where I can't reach it. Warring countries, yeah. Engaged in war. Armed conflict, probably, yeah, like that. Hostile nations. Nah. War torn, I didn't say about war. Like, war torn strongly implies that, like, you can't really function the economy can't function. Yeah, a lot of, like, a big part of population is dead, which is not always the case. Like, I mean, if you look at Dubai, today, yeah, in Dubai, people are fully functional, yeah, and economically speaking, they're only, they're not that significantly affected, to use the word war-torn. War-torn Dubai. Yeah, that just sounds silly. So, but, like, countries engaged in armed conflict. In country states, in areas, no. In areas engaged. Yeah, like, I mean, we gotta have, like, a subject here. Affected. Yeah, affected. Good idea. In areas affected by armed conflict. Yeah. Well, okay, we've got more than enough words. I have outdone myself in this one. Well, okay, but I mean, we're just training. Yeah, it's not a real test. On the real test, guys, there is no way you can. There is no way you will have time for doing all that steps. Yeah, like, on the real test, everything that works towards simplification is usually what you want to do. Simplification and saving some time. People's lives directly. Okay, I'm not gonna check ideas. Probably I'm just gonna jump right into finding mistakes, and then we'll and then let AI tell me where I made mistakes. Okay, that's fine. Not only does an obsession, probably. It can be countable, it can be like an obsession. It's become an obsession, yeah, like an obsession. Obsession with news. Significant toll on, mental health. Person's not really necessary there. A person who is watching news constantly. In a state of apathy, maybe? But that's also fine, right? Feeling apathetic. Often find them themselves. People who are... a person, they are... that's at least that is a mistake. Oh, no. We're not specifying gender, so... they themselves work and they here work, but just people. Just people who are... develop or create a sense of it. Like, create certainly works, but develop also. Develop, I believe, also is fine. Create among readers. No, I probably better give it the whole idea. Attachment? Did I make a mistake here? Attach. Oh yeah, without e. Attachment. Create. Yeah, help readers develop. Create or foster a sense of attachment, yeah. Maybe create works? Create. Oh, fuck, yeah. Attachment. Okay, foster a sense of attachment. Yeah, I like that. Between readers. Attachment to. Okay, foster a sense of attachment in the readers. foster in readers to come. I mean, still awkward. Okay, use outlets, develop sense of attachment. Use outlets. Okay, maybe just remove it at once. Indeed, news outlets develop a sense of attachment. Across the globe. Fuck. Yeah, I just I just didn't change anything here, and ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT probably thought that I'm really stupid. News outlets. And good thing is, it's just a robot, guys. You may not care about its emotions, so news outlets foster a sense of attachment. I mean, yeah, like we don't have to specify reader, not reader, because like it might be news programs, and then it would be viewer. Yeah, so indeed news outlets, blah blah blah. However, there is no solution. However, they provide probably they would sound a little bit vague. Okay, there is no solutions to how concerned citizens. May alter the course of alter the course of events. Which a report which indicates World Health or World's probably, yeah. Maybe the World Health Organization. No. Just like that. The World Health Organization. Okay. Guys, if you're not sure how to spell something or how to use something, do we need article, do we not need an article, change the example. Or change the part in this example. Just say, I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, you got to know those things. Not that long ago, the World Health Organization videos diagnosed with clinical depression. sport, right? The I mean they is fine. Developed countries. Such as the USA and Germany. I mean, that sounds fine to me. But I mean, again, guys, whenever your sentence gets longer than 3 lines, that is usually a sign that something's wrong is going on, and you usually will be much better off just splitting it or shortening it a little bit. Depressed people was the largest. I mean, that looks fine to me. But guy, I'm not sure about this body paragraph. This body paragraph, because it's so big, again, like guys, we in our essays, we only should use things that we can manage. As soon as a sentence or a body paragraph or the entire essay gets too long, that usually means that it's getting out of control. And here I already can like see that like some ideas are like slightly like they might not contribute they might not be very connected, you know, because like people can do anything, then we just jump very sharply without like that transition from explanation to example is not very smooth. And we didn't talk about depression before. Illustrating that point. Okay, to illustrate that point, probably. To illustrate the point. And like we should be fine here. On the other hand, staying informed. Staying informed. When a person is directly involved in the staying informed may be critical when a person is. When a person is. I mean, that should be fine. Especially crucial in countries that are at war. I mean, we do put a comma before that is why, do we? The fastest way to communicate. I mean, like without a comma, it would be just splice. Spot splice. Something like split. So it's kind of the opposite of split, like splice. Okay. So that is why should be put at the beginning of a sentence. Or we need to use a semicolon here. Okay. It's a good to know. I mean, so governments often use it to inform people of potential dangers. Very often when you put people or person, that's not really needed. Like you can just remove it from there and it doesn't really affect anything. This time advantage, and therefore this gives a time advantage. This provides a time to reach shelter in time. Well, I mean, maybe there are ways to make it more formal, but I don't care. I mean, I do have sentences here that are formal enough, and a couple of sentences that are not enough formal are not gonna do anything to my essay. Conclusion. Okay, let's say watching or reading news. That should do it. That should be fine. Okay, let's first say what this AI says about this essay. Maybe it will find some mistakes, you know, some more, or even no. I will. It gives me 8.5. Doesn't like my task response. Likes everything else. Okay, yeah. Like there is just notify citizens in then use. Yeah. Okay. All right, task response is problematic. I mean, this feedback doesn't really help, does it? So we're gonna test this new AI, and I already tried testing it, I believe, yeah, and it gives a more detailed feedback. Probably the word feedback is, by the way, uncountable. I shouldn't use a before it. Yeah, feedback. It uses more detailed feedback. Okay, task 2, add custom type. Just gonna feed it. Okay, yeah. The reason why I didn't. Okay, it's right. Task one. I just confused everything with everything. Question. Just use task 2. And where is it? Custom questions. Can I just delete this one? No, I can't. Yeah. The reason I didn't write our essay here, but I could, is because like it highlights all the mistakes. Like there is an auto correction tool, automatically taking over here. Yeah, and the site probably isn't even trying. Yeah, to kind of to turn it off. But this website makes a pretty good job of turning your all autocorrection tools off. Okay, submit. Just as is. If there were mistakes, I would be happy to read about them in detail in the report. Ideas, Ben Sam. Okay, well maybe. I mean, those ideas were fine. Those examples were fine. Maybe the first example where I talk about depression. But I mean, in this example, I did take time to kind of link depression with like bad news. Maybe this point that I failed to provide enough explanation as to why I refute like the first idea. I don't know. No, like this website thinks that it's good and just doesn't find any problems with that. Okay, but I still want to read. I still want to receive some feedback, and I mean across the board, all 9s. That just whenever I get all 9s, that makes me doubt a little bit the plausibility of such feedback, because there are always mistakes, guys. Like all small little slips, big slips. Okay, and they provide feedback in a very interesting way. I couldn't make sense of it last time. But I mean, why not? I don't see, like if I just start talking about my ideas and about my positions. Well, you know what? Probably in this one that may work. Yeah, because I kind of paraphrase all the ideas again in my later arguments. Like here I say watching news about places, blah, 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 is not productive. But at the same time, it can be a useful tool. Probably in this one it works. Yeah, but guys, I don't recommend anyone to not start your essay with paraphrasing the problem. Usually it's the easiest and like the best way to start your essay. Consuming news about distant events. Honestly, I don't understand what that is trying to tell me. Newspapers and TV programs. Broaden to general news consumption for full coverage. I mean, it's what it proposes. Yeah, it's suggestion. What I should write instead is simply like a paraphrased version of my sentence. So like you either give me like the full sentence that you want to put instead of this one in to replace that you wanna put here, or just I mean that is abridged. I don't understand. Okay, ongoing military activity. Well, probably I could say, yeah, that it has its drawbacks and benefits. Constant exposure to news. I agree that this is more elegant than what I wrote, but I mean, I'm not a machine, I'm not an AI, and I can't, you know, like millions of words are not loaded into my brain, and like constant exposure and this phrase might just never come to my mind. You know what I'm talking, you know what I'm saying. So, I mean, this is fine. Under real exam conditions, this is fine. That is kind of what another AI tried to tell me, but this one at least just completely lacks any specificity. It very in very general terms. I guess is trying to tell me that. a more balanced discussion of the opposing viewpoint before refuting it. Did I refute anything? Hmm. I mean, they're too narrow. Underdeveloped for a partial position. Probably, you know what, guys? Probably the best solution here would be simply to, to fully agree with something, because like partly agreeing with something, when you partly agree with something, you take, a certain responsibility. Yeah, like you gotta put in extra effort to kind of connect those ideas together. And so like, yeah, generally speaking, it's safer just to say, yeah, like it leads to depression. But I mean, here coming up with examples was kind of hard, just in my defense. Yeah, and probably this part that the prompt mentions newspapers, and I'm only talking about like TV here at least, yeah, because here I was talking about like I kind of mentioned newspapers as well. Well, but I mean the prompt itself is a little bit silly in this regard. I mean, just waste time to follow news. Keep up with the news, but I mean, stay informed. I use that. Consume news. Yeah, like I mean, probably the prompt should have been more general in saying like to follow the news or maybe reading or watching news, like giving readers some freedom, because like I felt a little bit restricted. But again, guys, we are not choosing our prompts. Yeah, sometimes when you look at real prompts that students get on the test, sometimes they can be really frustrating. Yeah, but I mean, we get what we get. And I agree that if you get the prompt covering newspapers, you gotta address newspapers. But I mean, I did address newspapers in the first paragraph, right? How they connect to lives. I mean, for so many it it exposes so many things to improve, and yet doesn't lower any of the points it gave me, which is kind of weird. Yeah, guys. Like, I'm not gonna tell that this essay is ideal. Yeah, because like, in order for it to be ideal, I'm gonna have to spend, an extra hour trying to refine it. I probably should rewrite this body paragraph so it's the same size as this one. Yeah, but I'm not gonna do that. I mean, this essay is final. Like, even if on the real test I get a band 8.5 or maybe even a band 8, I mean, that's a good that's a good balance between time and effort put into that and the result. I'm not perfect, yeah, and it's really really hard to be perfect. Band 9 is usually an overkill, you know, like like it's really really unrealistic that you're gonna get a band 9 on your real test. But again, like it's still reasonable to strive for it, yeah. Striving for the ideal usually helps improve on many things, yeah. Trivial minor slip supported by adept. Okay, adept means skillful, like good. Supported clause usage. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's read about that, by the way. I mean, yeah, that fact is rather surprising. Yeah, like a lot of depressed people, and we're saying, oh, it's because like a lot of wars in the world. That feels a little bit rough. So we better prepare the reader. I agree with that, but again, we're writing it. We're writing a real essay. We don't have time for that. Hmm. I mean, yeah. Clinical depress. Diagnosis. Diagnose is the verb. Diagnosis. Diagnosis. Probably. Diagnosis.
Diagnosis.
Really?
Diagnosis.
Yeah, diagnosis. 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 Okay. Diagnosis. Diagnosis. Depression diagnosis. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, like No, not I wasn't talking about that point. Probably, yeah, broadening it to like peaceful areas and that it can be peaceful even in like America, uh, warning you of like a potential flood, or what's the word when a lot of stones come off the mountain and kind of slip. Landslide? Rockfall. Yeah, I was thinking about this one. Avalanche? Is that? Is that the word? Is that the pronunciation? I mean,
Avalanche.
avalanche. Yeah, that works. That works. Avalanche. Mm-hmm. Regimes ongoing, elevated. Okay, guys, I like this one. I'll just skip because some people. Okay, yeah. So there is a belief. I mean, some people believe that there is a belief that, all in all, that's the same thing. Okay, those are warn people of threats. Warn people about threats. Your meaning here. I mean, we looked it up with ChatGPT, didn't we? Oh, where is it? Warning people of threats. With military activity. Okay, I'll switch to the thinking model. Still warn. Probably because it's not that critical. Yeah, it's not outright wrong and acceptable. But I mean, yeah, I'm still thankful to this AI that it picks up on those slight inconsistencies and still warns you about them. Yeah, that is kind of cool. This AI, I mean. But again, that's not a big deal. Contribute to being unproductive. Reduce productivity. Contribute to reduced productivity. Probably this is also reasonable. But it's not about mistakes. It's even not about unnatural collocations. It's more about how to make your already good writing even better. Find themselves apathetic. Yeah. Empathy. Mm-hmm. Well, too strong. I don't know. Well, that might work in some contexts. But yeah, again, reasonable. Okay, there is a lot of feedback here. We're not gonna with ongoing conflict. Empathy for. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like guys, did you notice that very often when I try to overcomplicate, like I don't do that for uh just to sound smart, I do that because like I just feel that that is slightly more formal, but I usually uh can achieve the same thing by actually simplifying stuff. Like there is no solution as to how concerned. There is no way for concerned citizens to alter the course of events. It sounds equally formal without without being too wordy. Published a report, filed. Yeah. Yeah, it's like published a report. I agree. I agree. Yeah, all over the world, slightly informal. Yeah, worldwide sounds more formal. Directly unaffected by war. Yeah, that's just too strong for the idea we're trying to communicate. Well, actually, this feedback is not bad. Mm-hmm. The USA, the United States, that's fine. Nobody gonna lower your score because you said you wrote the USA. In a situation, in which would be probably the best because it's like the most formal way, or where. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but uh, I just threw this idea off quickly because I didn't want to deal with that. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Again, I'm using the advanced model. Yeah, and this is. I mean, this is logical, logical issue. This is more like not even grammar. It's more about collocations of vocabulary. Through the news or via the news, yeah. I mean, again, it's a minor slip, not a big deal, and that's why I didn't lower my score for it. You know what? I'm under impression that if I if I ask it to check again, it will actually, there is a good chance it will actually lower my score. Because like now I see there are many issues, potential issues with that. When an incoming missile strike is a little bit more precise, gives extra time. Before impact, just a chance to use like specific topic specific vocabulary about missiles before impact, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like embrace partly doesn't sound too clear. So accepts the idea, like partly accepts the idea or partly agrees with the idea. Fix this to score. I don't understand what that means. Your collocation. Watching or reading news, watching or reading. Watch the news. Okay, yeah. Yeah, like so, like read the news, watch the news. Okay. Only now did I learn about that about that collocation. I mean, I was aware of it, but like not consciously, I guess. Yeah, that's why you gotta sometimes like read it. You gotta see the actual AI explaining how this works in order for it to enter your active vocabulary. Helps to ensure. I mean, correct but wordy. Yeah, like helps to ensure. I want it to sound more academic, but that is, I mean, guys, like you see, helps to ensure here sounds better than contributes to ensuring, because this is just clearer and just more common. Okay, vocabulary. What's about grammar? Not that many grammatical issues. People who constantly watch. The reason the problem is. I mean, who are watching constantly, that may imply that I'm a little bit annoyed by that. Because you see, it doesn't say that it's an outright mistake. Yeah, like it adds some emotional attitude that I'm emotionally involved here, some emotional involvement, like more concerning. Yeah. Okay. So, but for essay, like for formal writing, yeah, we should use simple tense. Recently. Mhm. But I mean, that's optional. That's not a big deal. There is a cleft sentence. I mean, yeah, that's also a valid point. Well, actually, I do like feedback this AI gives, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this band because, like, it gave there was so much talk about how those ideas are not um, relevant enough, yeah, and how they could be improved. So, but okay, guys, again, we're having fun. We're not overthinking that. We're not taking that all too seriously. So, just write more essays. Yeah, write more essays, improve your, and always try to improve a little bit. And that's all those tools help you achieve. Yeah, that like you see, like you write essays, you see your score improve, and that motivates you. So, like, probably that is the only thing that matters. Yeah. So yeah. I believe that's it for today. Yeah, we spent too much already. We spent, I believe, more than 2 hours on that, like 2.5 hours on that. So have a nice day. Have a nice day, you all guys, and see you in the next one.